Bloody bloody, we likes to fall. I'm on the rock right now. Public economy #1. Yo, boy. It's ain't in the membrane. It's ain't in the brain.
Welcome everybody. Welcome to the Triple H Breakdown.
What's up?
You know what I mean? This is going to be the first in a sequence of forums where brothers sitting down, we build on a certain album. You know, the album of the moment necessarily might be something from the past or it might be something from the present. But we're going to talk about everything on it, as far as the songs, the production. Because we know a lot of you people out there, you know, you feel the same way as we do. You know what I mean? And I don't think that there's really a show out there that really focuses on these type of issues. You know what I mean? As far as music is concerned. So, without further ado, we're not going to stand on ceremony. We're going to get it started. Album of the day. Life is Good.
Life is good, life is
sure
good.
Is. See, my man, you hit it with the L vocals right there.
I wasn't on the album.
Life is Good with Nas. You know, to me, his most well-rounded album. You know, and what I feel should be his most celebrated at this point. Obviously, I don't represent everybody. Some people have their issues with the album. They might not feel it's up to par, and that's the beauty of something like this, because you got a little bit of everybody speaking on it, you know. As far as I'm concerned, I think it's his most well-rounded album, like I said before, because, well, let's take it back to Illmatic, right? The classic, the benchmark of hip-hop, Illmatic. Most of y'all know what that album's about. With that said, Illmatic was told from a 20-year-old's perspective, or street life from a 20-year-old's perspective, right? Touched on everything from the New York State of Mind to Life's a Bitch to a whole host of other songs. Overall, it just gave you, if you're not from the inner city New York area or just any urban city, period, this is one of those albums that just took that listener from wherever area he's from, be it the hills in Oklahoma, the flat plains in Oklahoma, to, you know, the mountains in Afghanistan or wherever the hell you from. You knew what was going on at that time, you know. And we fast forward to Life is Good Now and all the albums in between. I feel as though he took all of those albums from It Was Written to Nostradamus to Lost Tapes to the Godson album to the N album, you name it. He took all of those albums and showed all his progression from those albums, from the nasty Nas days of Illmatic to where he was just nasty with it, just nasty Nas, to the Willie Esco days where he was flashy and flamboyant and, you know, pink suits and all of that on Street Dreamers and just real flashy, to when he slowed down a bit and he was really doing the knowledge to a lot of issues. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I really feel like this album, from a standpoint of a storyteller, it really puts you in each point of life. It really reached everybody. Like you said, man, right. You could get it from a 20-year-old to middle age to an older cat.
Right.
And it brings you through a whole depth of everything that's going on in your life, whatever's going on. I really, I'm real happy he did the song about daughters also, because I have a daughter. And yo, I was on the train one time, I was about to cry. You know what I mean? Just the depth of it and the essence. That's one thing about a good album, when it can bring out an emotion with its words that hit you hard. And Nas, he did this on this album. This was really rounded around in every aspect. So I'm really, I give this about 5 stars. Well, I don't even like doing all that labeling thing. This is an album that I will continually play. You know what I mean? It's something that's etched into my fabric. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a good point. Well, I'm keep it simple. With this last album that Nas put out, we got the best of Nas.
Absolutely.
Considering all the changes he went through from Illmatic and then all the other albums he put out. You know, he put out Nostradamus. You know, he took a lot of criticism for that. But this album right here, Life is Good, we got the best of Nas.
Absolutely.
And the track that impacted me the most was Daughters. Because it's something that a lot of us can relate to, especially if we got someone special to us.
Yeah.
You know, but, you know, other than that, in barbershop, you know, but we ready to get the best of him. Like, the season now is like he's grown now, mature now.
I think it's brave. I think that the songs that he chose for this album were extremely brave, as he always been. You know what I mean? Nas never been one of those cats that followed one strict formula. Like a lot of artists these days tend to get so caught up in the machine to where it's about nothing but gunplay or money or whatever, how big your rims are, whatever have you. I'm not judging those cats. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, money is good. Money is great. You know, money can buy you a lot of material things, but money can't buy you happiness necessarily. And there's other aspects to life. And I feel like this album, as he's always done, like I said before, he touched on issues like your daughter. He's touched on issues like his marriage, which show his humility as an artist. He came out. It's a lot for a person who's easily could be putting himself on a certain plateau as a superhuman being, as a lot of artists do. I'm not gonna say no names. Y'all know who I'm talking about. And then take that and say, hey, I'm human, man. Yeah, you know, I think it was one particular line that I loved on that where he said, you know, you live with your baby mom, just scared to make an honest woman out of her. You know what I mean? Yeah. He sat there and said, hey, yeah, I took a chance on love, and I put all my eggs in that basket. And at the end of the day, the eggs broke. The yolk is everywhere, but overall, I'm happy I took that chance because I experienced love for a period of time. And that's something that all of us can relate to. You know, it takes a certain artist to keep it 100 when he get on the track and be honest and forthcoming. I feel like Ghostface did with Mary J and All I Got Is You. You tend to feel those artists more and support them more because they feel like your family member or something like that, or a cat you knew from down the block. So that, I like Bye. Bye was dope just because it had that little God sample in there. You know what I mean? Let's take it back. You know what I mean? So, y'all know who Guy is. If you about from 28 to up, you don't know who Guy is, something wrong with you, man. Real.
Really Aaron Hall. That was some Aaron Hall.
That was some Aaron Hall right there at its finest. You know what I mean? So, you know, just the shift, Locomotive, where he had the whole large pro feel to it, and one particular line that I thought was dope on there where it came in, he was spitting, large pro was in the background, just co-signing like, yeah, Nas, you know what I mean, this, that, and the third. And when the song was over, he was like, yo, this for my trapped in the 90s cats.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I felt, not an insult, I felt that was an homage to us. And for all the naysayers out there who say Nas lost that ability, he showed you, hey, at any given time, I can do exactly what you know me for. But I've grown as a person, I've grown as an artist, and there's more aspects to life. So I'm going to give you more than just nasty Nas. In street mode. I'm going to talk about other issues because, you know, he covers social topics, politics, everything. So.
Yeah. And on a production level, like you said, he has grown because there's times like Nas, lyricists you can't knock that forever, but production wise, there were a lot of times and a lot of albums that you were like, you know, lyrics you can't front on them, but like, damn, if the beat was a little better, and a lot of times they came over remixes just because a lot of people felt that way.
Right.
On this album, the production and the lyrics were tight on all aspects. Really brought you through. It was a real tight album. Yeah, you said Baby Bye Bye. I even liked the Amy Winehouse joint.
Oh, that was dope.
Cherry Wine. You know what I mean?
Dope.
That's a dope album, and it also prays due to Amy Winehouse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He had a lot of dudes. He had Anthony Hamilton on there. He had so many artists. There was a woman, I thought that was Amel LaRue, but I forgot her name. She sounded like Amel LaRue.
Oh, yeah.
But yo,
Victorious, I think it's Victorious something.
yeah, Victoria Monet or something like that.
What's the name of the track?
Who you are,
Yeah.
understand. See, obviously y'all seeing this is raw and cut because we're not gonna act all brand new.
Oh, what you talking about? You talking about not Where's the Love, right?
You wouldn't understand. Victoria Monet.
Victoria Monet.
Yeah,
Victoria
right.
Monet. Definitely. Shout out to that sister, man. For
Yeah,
real.
very good. Everything was tight on there, man. I mean, even the selection of singers he got on there and the topics. That's another thing. It was like you said. It wasn't just about rappers on Monkey Flip 'em. You know what I mean? He had that,
right.
but there was a whole it was a whole aspect of all his albums put together and the growth. What
Absolutely.
exactly you need to do from each album? What you need to do? He compressed it and compacted and gave it to you, and I'm just happy with that. That Cherry Wine, I vibe out to that. That's a real good album there.
Yeah, I mean, we got to give credit where it's due. It's definitely a revival to hip hop. A resurrection to what was presumed to be dead.
No doubt.
Because there's not a lot that hip hop have to offer. The selection is unique. The production is top notch. His delivery is certified official. So the dude just went in. I gotta keep it simple when we speak about Nas. I mean, the name speaks for itself. I mean, from A to Z. I mean, this is what hip hop need. This is what should come, to the front, not that stupid.
Snapbacks and tattoos.
Yeah, stuff like that. That people listen to.
What's that other joke?
Yeah.
Cool man speaking.
Yeah,
Cool
stuff
man
like that.
talk. I don't know.
So, I mean, going back to like Illmatic and It Was Written, and then Nostradamus, like I said, he didn't do a good job in picking good beats. But when we speak about this album, Life Is Good, he did a great job.
Absolutely.
Like, I hope that there's a change from this point on.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It usually is a change.
You know,
I mean,
because we need conscious stuff. Because there's a lot going on in the world.
it is.
Like,
I mean, look when he came out with Hip Hop Is Dead.
right.
Just the name alone was controversial, and it sparked something in people like, oh, hip hop is what you talking about? I'm doing hip hop. You know what? I'm gonna show you it ain't. It's almost some psychological, showing you what to do. Hip hop is dead. Oh no, it's not. I'm gonna show you right now. Some Jedi mind trick here. Now this album is definitely gonna press the bar.
right.
It's gonna push the bar, and I hope it's gonna weed out a lot of motherfuckers.
Absolutely.
I hope it weeds out a lot. You know what I mean? Where it's got to be real content, man. Because this album is gonna get a lot. I think in the paper it got I think it got 4 stars in the paper. Now it got 4 stars in the paper. So that's already
That's big.
Yeah, that's big. So right now it's gonna set a precedent.
I hope so. Because we need that. We need that. But I'm just loving everything about the album. I mean, this album that you can listen to from beginning to end.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's even another track on there where it sounds like he got like a live band.
Yeah.
Stay.
That one.
Stay.
I played that track like
man.
10 times. I'm like, wow.
That's powerful.
I like that. And like you mentioned earlier before we started taping, that you got 2 types of music for like the little kids and for the OGs. So, I'm glad that there's something for us as well as the youth that they can enjoy and relate to as well.
Absolutely.
And like you said, they could come back in another 20 years as a reference. This is what we used to listen to.
And I'm gonna tell
And they're going to respect it.
big time.
They're going to respect that. They ain't going to like discount it. They're going to be like, wow.
And to go back to, you can go back to an album like this forever.
Exactly.
And the track you just mentioned.
Right,
excellent.
just one more point, and when we speak about Nas, like he's unique, like his whole style. He's in a class by himself, and he always stayed in that class. No one got in that classroom with him.
No doubt.
You know what I mean?
No doubt.
So when we talk about other MCs, you could relate this one to that one. You could relate this one to those 4. But Nas is, I can't think of nobody that I can say, wow.
That's like
He sound like Nas.
Just from a bravery standpoint.
I
to
can't
ask
think
you
of
what you're
nobody.
saying, it takes a brave MC or lyricist to take a song that's not heavily laced with percussion.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just something like that. Percussion. It's not laced with that. When you hear the song that he's speaking of, Stay, It's an amazing track because it's basically rhyming to this song, and it's a fully composed song.
Yep.
And without that in the background, you still just bobbing with it.
Right.
And the song is still just as entertaining. As a matter of fact, it's revolutionary. Not many artists will even be brave enough to do something like that because you know off the bat, this is not something that they're going to have in heavy rotation on a Hot 90 bleep 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 or a Power 10 bleep 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 or whatever your radio station is that wants to put the most quote unquote best songs in their rotation that you hear constantly over and over every day. This shows artistic merit. A person who's brave enough to take something that nobody else even wants to go near. And hell, jazz itself, let's be honest with you, that's an art form that's lost from a lot of the younger generation. So for this artist to take that and incorporate it into a song, it's totally revolutionary. You know, a lot of producers take jazz samples and so forth, break beats or whatever have you, but to take a whole jazz melody in composition form, and you hear that saxophone in the background, it's just beautiful. You know, I believe some piano strings in there and so forth. The way he laced that, and the point that he's giving you, stay. You know, I need you to stay. You know what I mean? Absolutely brilliant, and I think y'all need to get your hands on that because this shows, like he said, there's nobody, in my opinion, in our opinion, that's really in Nas's area as far as that's concerned.
And that's why Nas is unique. That's why.
I feel like, you know, this is not like, oh, the Nas Dick Rod album. You know what I mean? This is not the Nas Dick Rod show. This is about an artist who you've seen from the get-go. I remember in the beginning hearing him and Big L go at it. You know what I mean? Not go at it battle-wise, go at it on Stretch and Barbito. You know what I mean? That's from that essence. You know, and you seen the growth in him. You saw when people started trying to emulate him, he changed his style. You know what I mean? Yo, that alone brought back that same essence. Like you said, for the Trapped in the 90s things, he went right there. Like, look, it's still there, bro. It's still there. I don't hear nothing on this album. I don't hear no bullshit comments.
Yeah. We ain't talking about Michael Jordan coming back after he retired and his flags is all fucked up type of coming back. And he can still shoot a shot and make a dunk with the tongue halfway out. Nah, we talking about he went from where he at right now, Nasir Jones, and took a fucking lyrical time capsule and went all the way back to the 90s and shit. And spit the shit with the same, if you ask me, it's more intensity in that shit right there.
Like you said, it's like
he's coming with a wealth of knowledge behind what he's doing right now.
Exactly.
You know, to just add on to it, man, we grown men, yo.
No doubt.
We grew up in this era, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure, you know, I'm a product of the 70s myself. I'm sure we pretty much in the same arena. And what this sounds like to me is the hip-hop that we knew and loved and embraced when we was coming of age and when we started to understand what hip-hop really meant to us, you know? And I think today that's the problem, you know, with hip-hop music in general, as far as what we put out or what we hear in the mainstream, is that there's a bunch of 30-something and 40-something, you know, year olds that still like hip-hop but don't like the shit that we hear in the mainstream, you know. And it take a cat like this dude to put that back out for us, to make us feel like, yo, hip-hop still live, yo, and it's commercial, and this is the shit right here. This is the shit we grew up with. This is the shit that's hot. Not for nothing, the older generation is the ones that consume shit. They the ones that got jobs and have the income and resource to be able to purchase albums and stuff. So just on that alone, that premise alone, Nas is gonna be alright with this, yo. He's gonna be alright with this. I'm appreciative of the fact that he gave something for us, you know, for us to appreciate, not the bubblegum pop shit that, you know what I'm saying, Cass was used to hearing from Nas, Nostradamus and you know, Good Son and whatever. I mean, Good Son was a good comeback and everything, but it's not this. By far.
You got that whippersnapper hip-hop and you got grown man hip-hop.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? And this is some shit that everybody could take from, but it takes a hell of an artist to sit there and give you grown man hip-hop. Right? As opposed to going with the medium right now, with the popular medium, which is get on there and it's, you know, and I'm gonna quote y'all shit, because I'm gonna keep it 100. I don't like that shit. If you like it, more power to you. I'm not judging you without condoning or condemning. I'm gonna say that snapbacks and tattoo shit, or fucking smoking on that Keisha. You know what I'm saying? That's what you rock with. All right on, man. But at the end of the day, that shit I'm gonna listen to once or 3 times. Next year, I'm not gonna want to hear that shit.
You ain't gonna remember that.
I'm not even gonna remember it, no doubt. This right here, I'm gonna come back to after 5 or 6 years. All right, everybody. This is the portion of the day where we give you the dope video of the day. Epic Dynasty, performed by new artist, female artist named Dynasty, produced by DJ Premier. For all y'all hip hop heads out there, you need to see this, man. For real. It's good music at its finest. Alright? Holla at me.
Are you guys really ready for this? This is how we get down. This is our turf. I mean, do you have any YouTube action? I mean, come on, look at you, bro. We already got a pair, but we don't want another one. Get it together, fellas. This is how we get down. What we got here? Ah, we got some Alkabai news.
Hold on. You know what? There's something about this one right here. So you really think you got what it takes? Huh?
I got this.
So you think you can spit? Take time.
Hey yo, I'm from the city that never sleeps, so you know I stay up. When I rock, leave them shocked, tell them pick they face up. Down in the bay, but I remember where I came up, because it made me who I am, it made me step my game up. No longer a stranger, they say I'm appealing. Put my heart on the paper, in the cipher I reveal it. Can you feel it? They call me the calm before the storm. I'm the one burning it down when you barely getting warm. I'm the type that listen to an MC when he's spitting. If he represent the elements, he's furthering the mission. When a lady steps up, all trivial matters she's dismissing. But I kill an MC if he ain't playing his position. I call it tough love without negative intentions. Kill him in my dunks, I kill him in my 4 inches. He came with a freestyle and I killed him with a written. Spotted him with 16, then I killed him with a sentence. Man, listen, they call you the local anesthetic. You get on when the energy is hot, then you dead it. But me, see, they call me magnetic, cause when I'm rocking, forget it. You try to pull away, you regret it. I'm nothing like these other broads, quick to get naked, or trying to get hot off of this record, yeah. But you never see me bow or bend, shining ever since the day I found the pen, yeah.
The boldest, live the
Dynasty.
ever seen.
Can't nobody stand close.
Only say things once, never twice.
The boldest, live the
Dynasty.
ever seen.
Can't nobody stand close.
Only say things once.
Yo, I'm from the city that never sleeps, and so you know I stay up. When I rock, leave them shocked, tell them pick they face up. Dudes sleep cause I rock heels and beats till I got with Premier and took it out to the street, yeah. I fall asleep with the pen in my hand, trying to catch a dream and turn it to definitive plans. Fly high, but the minute I land, I make history. While you still lost in the dream, still a mystery. You're only good for the moment like a quick fill. I finally understand why I'm such a big deal. They all spit about taking your man. I'm off that cause I'm over here taking your fans. Understand I'll be spitting like this till I'm an old wife. Standing in the kitchen washing dishes, spitting old lines. Spitting heavy, they ain't ready for the gold mine. I'm just $1.25, you can't hold mine. Got buzz cause I was killing them in 09. Took over the radio with ridiculous cosigns. Flow gritty but get pretty when it's showtime. So you know I'll be hitting your city up in no time. Just tell me where to be, I can handle any given audience, 100 or a handful. I give them a sample to see if they could hear me. Shining ever since Primo premiered me.
The boldest, live the
Dynasty.
ever seen.
Can't nobody stand close.
Only say things once, never twice.
The boldest, live the
Dynasty.
ever seen.
Can't nobody stand close.
Only say things once, never twice.
Hit me.